I had always been a skeptic of online dating, but loneliness has a way of changing your mind. So there I was, scrolling through profiles until one caught my eye. She was beautiful, almost to perfect, with a bio that read like a siren's call. We matched, and soon we were chatting every night. It became the highlight of my days. Her username was just a string of numbers and letters, nothing that gave away her identity, but I didn't mind. We talked about everything and nothing, our dreams, fears, and the mundane details of our lives. She had a way of understanding me like no one else did. It was as if she could see into my soul. One night, as the digital clock cast a haunting glow across my room, our conversation veered into uncharted territory. Her words, usually light and flirtatious, grew heavy with curiosity.
Tell me something you've never told anyone.
She typed, her message popping up suddenly, breaking the comfortable rhythm we had settled into. I remember pausing, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, a knot forming in the pit of my stomach. It was as if she was right there, peering into the darkest corners of my mind. With a sense of trepidation, I began to type, revealing secrets about my childhood fears, the guilt I carried from a friendship I had let slip away, and the loneliness that seemed to cling to my skin like a second shadow. Her replies came quickly, almost too quickly, as if she had been expecting my confessions.
I understand you.
She wrote.
You're not alone in this.
Her words were a balm, and yet there was something chilling about the precision of her empathy, as if she wasn't just understanding my experiences, but somehow living them through me. As the nights stretched on, her inquiries delved deeper, each question a delicate incision into the fabric of my life. She asked about the heartbreaks that had left me jaded, the strained relationship with my parents, and the monotonous routine of my job that I had described in passing. Her interest was flattering, but the specificity of her questions began to unsettle me. It was as if she was cataloging my life, piece by piece. Her messages began to arrive at odd hours, times when I hadn't told her I would be awake.
How was dinner with your brother last night?
She asked one evening, though I had never mentioned the plans.
You seemed distracted at work today.
She observed another time, though I hadn't shared where I worked or what I did. The red flags were there, waving in the cold light of my computer screen. But I was too caught up in the web of connection we had woven. I ignored the nagging thought that she knew things I hadn't told her, that her presence was becoming more invasive than intimate. It was only when she asked to meet at the playground from my childhood, a place I was certain I had never mentioned, that the eerie reality began to dawn on me. I was not just sharing my life with her. I was giving it away piece by piece, until there was nothing left but the echo of my own secrets bouncing back at me from the abyss of the screen.
Let's meet at midnight at the old playground where you used to play as a child.
She wrote. How did she know about that place? I never mentioned it. A chill ran down my spine, but the part of me that yearned for her touch silenced my fears. The playground loomed before me, a spectral remnant under the watchful gaze of a swollen moon. Its beams cast an otherworldly glow on the rusted chains of swings, swaying gently as if pushed by unseen hands. At the center stood a figure, an enigma wrapped in the night's embrace. My voice, a fragile whisper of hello, was swallowed by the thick silence. The figure stirred a slow, deliberate motion that seemed to warp the very air around it. As the moonlight caressed its form, a void where a face should have been was revealed, a smooth, featureless expanse, as if the very concept of identity had been erased. A visceral terror seized me, rooting me to the spot as the entity glided forward. It spoke, and the sound was a chilling mosaic of her messages, each syllable a fragment of our digital exchanges.
You shared your soul with me.
It murmured, the words seeping from a narrow fissure that appeared on its blank visage.
Now I am you, and you are mine.
The memory of what followed is a fractured tapestry of fear and confusion. I awoke in my own bed, the sheets soaked with the cold sweat of terror, the echo of that voice still clawing at the edges of my mind. The dating site offered no solace. Her profile had vanished, replaced by the username of Azrael6_6, a digital doppelganger bearing my likeness, my essence. I've since retreated from the online world, but the shadows linger, filled with whispers of that faceless horror. In the crowd's murmur, I sense its presence. In the static hiss of forgotten televisions, I hear its call. What it was, a specter, a demon, an entity beyond my understanding, I cannot say. But one truth haunts me relentlessly. In the realm of modern love, you risk more than heartbreak. You gamble with your very being, and the stakes are your soul, as eerie as that night might have been. This is the only thing that I could say to everyone doing the same thing as I was. Be mindful of who you share your info online, and don't just meet with anyone, especially when you're feeling as if there is a red flag, as this entity might end up being your next blind date. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you again next week.